For y'all, all y'all wondering what it's like for us to be a self-employed family. It's Saturday. I stayed up half the night with the baby. She stayed up the other half of the night. And we had all these plans we were going to do in the morning. And what's happened is I woke up at 7, cooked breakfast. She was too sick to eat it. Baby ate all of it. I went back to bed. And then I woke up. She was still asleep. Baby was still asleep. And then we woke up. The baby ate again. And my whole plan today was just to try to get my truck started. My dually.
We were going to go to the gym.
We were going to go to the gym too.
We had high aspirations.
Yeah.
We're now sitting outside. He's in his sandbox. And we might make a 1 o'clock appointment.
Yeah. He's playing with my tools. My truck's still airlocked. I've done burned 2 sets of batteries and, you know, good thing I got time. We're filling up the Excursion while we're waiting because I'm trying to get rid of my fuel tank. City don't like fuel tanks in the yard. I don't get it. I think they're beautiful. And that's what it's like to be self-employed. You just have these plans, but when you have a baby, they don't happen like that. Not at all. The 1 o'clock thing we're going to, there's free food there. It's a contractor thing. We'll make that. We're going to make that. We don't got to.
Reedy's.
Yeah, Reedy's always show up for food.
It's good networking. You got to network.
Yeah, exactly. So now we got to get ourselves all done up. Like,
we got to turn this into glam.
Me, I wake up looking this good.
Oh my God.
I
was talking about both of us, but thanks. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the only success we've had this morning is we're both finally rested now that it's almost 1 o'clock.
It's noon.
Yeah. I think we were both in bed at what, like 8:30, 9?
We were in bed by 9 and asleep before 10.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Woo, we are party animals.
We really are. When we were single or dating, we were out at a club drinking. We got thrown out of Waterside drunk. Went back on the boat drunk. Now we're like homebodies with all these kids. We're in bed by like 9:30. Like, you take the night shift.
Look, you proposed and put a ring on the finger, and it's like that whole desire to go out changed.
There was no point no more. No. I had the game at home.
I didn't have to impress them anymore, guys.
Get your 2 cents in. What do you got to say about being a how hard is it for you being a self-employed baby? I see that. You got to steal daddy's tools and play with them and learn? Yeah. So, Mommy, what's the hardest thing about being self-employed?
I am a married single mom.
What's your favorite thing about us being self-employed?
I mean, our schedule's not like everyone else's. You'll get a random Tuesday off sometimes.
That's true.
I can tell you to work your schedule a certain way, and you can most of the time.
For other self-employed people, what advice would you give them?
Look, if you're dating, you need to marry like a night shift nurse, because that's the only way we were able to date at all. We had fun because I worked night shift, and he ran routes during the day and had a relatively flexible schedule, and I took naps during the day, so I came with him.
That was back when I had people working for me, man.
No.
I don't even remember those days anymore.
Nope.
What are some?
Don't eat my foot. That's gross.
What are some pointers you can give to self-employed moms or stay-at-home moms? How about that?
Oh. You just got to constantly remind yourself and be patient. I get mad at him all the time because he'll make himself a sandwich and leave everything all over. Yeah, cabinets open, all over the counter. Didn't close the bread. Mayonnaise knife on the counter. Stuff out of the fridge. All of it. And I'm like, seriously? Like, you took a shower and stuff's in the sink. I don't understand. But then I'm like, well, he was taking work calls, and he does order all this stuff for the customers, and his work doesn't stop. He'll work when everyone else has a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So he gets cut a break.
All right, so I got another question. Would you say that being self-employed is better or worse than actually working for somebody?
I wouldn't say it's better or worse. It's just a different lifestyle.
How's it having?
Like the other times when I was a nurse working for a company, I had a consistent paycheck all the time. I got paid no matter what, as long as I went to work. You could go to work and you may not get paid, babe. Like, it's just different.
Yeah. Or I could go to work and make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You know, some weeks go really well and it goes like planned. We're bringing in X amount of dollars a day. It's clockwork. And the next week it's sporadic, and you're still busy. I know.
You could go from having $1,000 days to $1,000 week.
Yeah, that's right. So you got to be really good at saving if you're going to be self-employed. Really good at saving. Some other things I think are fun and stuff being self-employed is you can always invent your paycheck. You're like, well, this isn't working, so what can we do to make it work? And it's always a lot of work, but you start getting real creative and making money. Like there's all kinds of ways to make money. What we're trying to go for overall, and I'll talk about in other videos, is basically we just save a bunch of money, invest a bunch of money, and we're buying stock or index funds right now because they're on sale. I wish I had more money to put through them, but my wife's expensive.
Please, I'm not the one with the shopping habit.
Look, just because I own everything at Harbor Freight doesn't mean I have a problem.
Look, y'all, they know him by name, face. I'm sure they've memorized his phone number at this point, too.
I do. I walk on the Harbor Freight. Hello, Mr. Reedy. I'm like,
They offered him a job. Like,
He really did offer me a job.
I
Does
told him
wanna
he
work?
should take it because then he gets at least an employee discount.
Yeah, exactly. I'm already in there all the time.
Go work a shift to Saturday morning. Why the hell not?
Well, I think I bought most of the tool aisle. So, another thing fun about being self-employed is, like I said, you get multiple jobs. So I never thought when I was in my 20s or whatever that I would be good at accounting, good at paperwork. I could do taxes, you know, I could do advertising, I could do just about every job. And there's benefits with that, and then there's the downside of that. The downside of that is that you always got something to do, and not everything pays a lot of money for you to do, but you save a lot of money. And so, like,
There's never a shortage of something to do.
yeah, there's never a shortage of work.
It's not like a 9 to 5 where you can walk away from your job and go back the next morning. No, there's literally something to do 24/7.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to walk away and be like, okay, it'll be there in an hour, and spend time with the family, which he's recently learned to do, thankfully.
Yeah, sometimes I just let things ride. I'm like, you know what? This like trucks. I've been dealing with lots of trucks lately, you know, with alternative fuels, and we done worked out most of the kinks. But now, you know, I used to sit there and work all day to try to get them fixed for the next day. Now I let the damn thing sit. I get to it when I can, as long as I got one running. I'm like, well, I'll get to it. So that's something. But like if you're off, like I say, I get a random Tuesday off, I could do accounting all that day because I always got books to do. I could do advertising. I could do something creative. Like right now we're working on a service plan, you know, for the business, because I'm already taking calls past 5, and I'm like, well, I'm doing this for free. There's no point to do that anymore, you know, especially when it's valuable time. So if I'm going to answer the phone after 5 for work calls or service calls, it's going to be paid for from here on out.
Expecting service on the weekends.
Yeah.
If you're rich enough to demand service whenever you want, you're rich enough to pay $100 a month to be able to get the service whenever you want.
Yeah, it's a fair trade-off. Because, yeah, we're trying to invent something right now that will help us be around for our customers in slow times and all that, and just do better. So we're inventing a service plan for our next thing.
Yeah, we can't help them if we go out of business.
Yeah, because with the high-end business, you know, you might sell a $50,000 or $100,000 job, and you knock that out, and then, you know, you got all in between stuff in between it, and not every day you make a ton of money, but you make steady money. But it just, the only way to explain it is you just get good at saving, because when you don't have money, you're like, oh, we're broke this week.
There's going to be times where you make really good money, and there's going to be times you make, you know, just getting by money and scraping, and then there's going to be times where you make you're comfortable.
Yeah. I've done all kinds of cool things over the years. I once walked home with $20,000 in cash, slapped you in the face with it. Got pictures of that somewhere.
You didn't slap me in the face with it.
Did I not? I thought I would have slapped you in the face with it.
Oh my God.
That was something I would do.
You didn't. If you did it, it wasn't on camera.
Of course I didn't record it back then. I wasn't doing YouTube. I wasn't a YouTuber or becoming a YouTuber.
I think you'd been smart enough not to have that on camera, because I'd have gotten you back.
Yeah. If I ever get $20,000 again in cash, I'll make sure I record it, and I'm sure it will happen one day. And I'll smack you in the face with it and record it for our viewers. But don't think it all goes to me. That stuff went through overhead, and I had tons of employees back then. So, you know, you go through money. It's not... Another myth, I guess, is people think that when you're self-employed, you're rich, and you're not. You know, I know plenty of people who are well off, you know. I'd say we're comfortable, but we're not rich.
But I wouldn't... We're getting to the point, maybe in a few years, we could say we're well off. But I'd say we're comfortable.
Yeah.
We're not struggling.
Yeah. I'd say if you're self-employed and you're making a steady, you know, or you're making money consistently and you're saving money and everybody's eating, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest key that I would preach to young self-employed people, you know, or my younger self is, hey, you might do $600,000 one year yourself. You know, you're thinking you're doing great, but if you don't save any of that money, it was a waste. And I've done $500,000, $600,000 for years consistently, you know, when I was a little bit bigger in operation.
But where was it?
I didn't save any of it. I spent it all.
He didn't have any of it when I met him. Not a bit.
I didn't save anything.
And then he met me, who was making 40 to 50 grand as a brand new nurse.
Yeah.
And I had just as much saved.
You had more money than I had.
Oh no, I had just as I had my yearly salary already saved.
Yeah.
From just doing other side jobs too.
Yeah.
So with someone who pulls in a fraction of what you do, has more saved, it was kind of a eye opener for him, and he was like, "Oh shit."
Well, right around that time, I started getting up with Dave Ramsey and like doing all that stuff and all this other stuff.
And I grew up with it.
And she grew up an avid saver, so it kind of worked out really well for us. And so the key is, if you make a great deal of money, save a great deal of money, and invest a great deal of money. Because one day that money will take care of you, because you're not going to work forever.
He grew up with entrepreneurs and people who just worked to live.
Yeah, if we want to see my family till this day, where do you have to go to see my family?
You gotta go to work.
Yeah, you got to go to their job to see them.
Yeah, they just work all the time. They don't really save. They just work and they have fun.
Yeah.
My family didn't ever really make a ton of money. A lot of them were military and then worked, you know, just mediocre jobs, but they saved a ton and retired. His family doesn't ever retire. They just work.
Yeah, they all work.
Y'all make good money, but y'all work.
Yeah, my Aunt Ray was the original baller before ballers were a thing. I grew up with Aunt Ray Carterstein and Marilyn Dahl, and back when Aunt Ray would drop Carterstein, you ask her, she would drop $500, $600, or $1,000 on the table. Marilyn was used to it. She'd have about 10 grand in gold chains on her wrist, 10 grand in gold chains on her neck. Damn car phone before it was even a thing that anybody had. She had it. Rode around Cadillac Escalades before they were, you know, everywhere.
I love Aunt Ray and Marilyn.
Of course. So
they're like the really loud gangster, and then you got Marilyn in the corner.
Yeah,
who's like Scarface.
They were over.
She's like the Godfather. She's really quiet, but she scares the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, they were over golded before over golded was a thing on a movie. Like I was living. We grew up in like assisted housing and all that, and abandoned houses, and I would go spend the summers with Aunt Ray because that's where Mom would send me, and I'm like, I want to be self-employed. This is the way to go.
I had base housing. That's where I grew up, was base housing.
Yeah. You know, and years later, after being through all those experiences, you know, when her and I got together, I was doing the Dave Ramsey thing, and then somewhere along the line I discovered the FIRE movement, which is financial independence, and hearing about guys retiring in their 30s and all that, I'm like, what is this? And you know, it kind of clicked with both of us that, hey, we need to start saving more money. So that's what we've been doing. We've been just trying to see if we can save. Like, a lot of people save half their income in this movement. I'd love to get to that. Well, she keeps having all these babies and these kids, you know, and blames me for all of it. You know.
Yeah, because I love being pregnant.
I'm blaming Netflix. I'm sending them a letter.
That they are not $20 a month?
They're not $20 a month. You can't Netflix and chill for $20 a month. It is a lie. I'm sending them a letter.
Oh my God.
I need to get some stock in that at this point, because, you know, we probably do in our index fund. We probably own some Netflix as far as I know. So anyhow, that's going to be our Saturday morning rave about how it is to actually be self-employed. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you got any questions, put it in the comments, because, you know, we try to answer all our comments. Something to do, something fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe.
Bye.